Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Caveman to Cosmos with me, Alpha Omega, in Byzantium. So the year is 1710 BC, turn 3607, and boy, was it a long time since I last seen you, I think, because it was like 30 turns until we got here. I started by revamping all of our cities' queues, or build queues to be precise, so we have been a bit more efficient in the past few turns. The biggest highlight that I can show you from that, but something I would like to start with mentioning, is that all of our border cities now have the walls. So Dorilaum, Adi, and Laodicea now all have walls, and both Adi and Dorilaum have some additional defenses. The worst defensive bonus is in Laodicea. On the other hand, it's surrounded by a river, so that would help, and I already scheduled some abatis and spiked pit traps to be constructed there after they finish their queue. I think that the situation with Babylon is cool now. They don't seem to have any major units on our border, so we are kinda safe. As far as the empire itself goes, we have had a number of growth going on. You can see that Vodena is now at population 11, Adrianople is now at population 13, Patra at 12, and I think there was something in the east as well, but maybe I'm just mistaken. No, here it is. So that's not exactly east, but Iconium is now at population 6. So speaking of the overall numbers, we are now at population of 73,350 people living in our empire. It's not that big when you think about the age. At this point, the Kingdom of Egypt was fully blown and mighty, though I don't know how many people live there, but I'm happy. It's gonna just gradually grow from here. Constantinople is only 2 turns away from population 18, which is most likely going to give us at least 20,000 extra people. So we'll be reaching that 100,000 very soon. Now, the new city that we built, Amorium, is doing pretty good. We had its border grown, so now we have access to the fine clay, which is nice. That's a very good tile, actually. And for some reason the city decided to ignore my instructions and prioritize food. No, you're gonna prioritize that. We also can get some rattan here. We have the stoneworker available because there is a quarry here. Damn, 14 production, 3 gold, and still 1 food. That's amazing. And a lot of other pretty good places around here that will benefit us in the long run. I wanted to apologize though, because someone mentioned rightfully in the comments that I used to let you guys vote on what city to build, and it didn't even occur to me this time. I still might not do it because I was determined that we need to, or at least in the end, you know how I go with the changing priorities, but I really wanted to connect this area and make it a bit stronger, because we overextended along the border of Babylon quite a lot, and without Amorium here, for example, if they manage to conquer Laodicea, they would cut us off pretty much completely. Plus the fact that that Carthage expanded here was kind of worrisome. So I'm gonna let you vote on the next day, which is not gonna happen anytime soon. We're still hemorrhaging money, but thankfully by terrorizing Babylon and stealing their workers and selling them to slavery, we are making bank. We have 5,700 gold at this point, so there is no complaint. Speaking of money, we had the silk expand here, so that is pretty good. Unfortunately, we still don't have, I think plantation is needed for it to take advantage of it, but eventually we're going to have a very valuable source of silk there. And I think I also mentioned that we get diamond near Constantinople. So all of that was incorporated, and that's also a big boost to income. I'm kind of certain that by the next update we're gonna be at balanced or surplus budget, which then maybe at the end of the episode we might think about where we're gonna expand. Speaking of money, we managed to finish the Colossus. I don't know if we can see it here somewhere. You should. Oh yeah, we can see it here. We finished the Colossus, which unbelievably boosts all of the water tiles. So not only in Thessaloniki, but it also boosts water tiles in Atalaya, and Laodicea, and everywhere else, which would make a big point for us to actually settle the coast here and build more coastal cities. However, I think it, I know that this area, I'm speaking about it for quite some time now, but I consider it safe. No one can really get there unless we want them to. So we can just ignore it for now, and if we wanted to expand, I'd probably expand along this area next, and maybe this area. But yeah, I promise you guys you will have the possibility to vote. Okay, before we go to the technology, I just wanted to say that our terrorist attacks on Babylon are continuing. We have been causing quite a havoc, though I see Babylon still growing stronger, so I think that the 3 units that we have are probably not going to be enough, but at least we can slow them down. And their might has been dropping. They were at like 2, now they're at 1.8. I was almost hopeful that we could maybe destroy Sapia, but they reinforced it dramatically, so there was no way we could do it. So yeah, stealing their workers is the best thing we can do now. And I don't know when we are going to get the next, maybe something that we would like to progress. Here you are. Here are the stalkers. So you can upgrade to assassin, and for that we need assassin's den. And Assassin's Den Code of Laws. Okay, let us check the technologies before we go through with the locks where the Code of Laws are. Pretty sure that they might be somewhere around here. There's writing, so I would expect that the Code of Laws is going to be here somewhere. Here's Monarchy. Would that be at... I mean, this is the classical age, I would say. So, there's the alphabet. Here it is. Okay, so Code of Laws is over here, which will give us access to assassins. So once we can upgrade our units to assassins, they're gonna gain a huge boost, because if you look at, for example, the Green Death, they're the strongest ones that we have right now. They get 2 extra might, so that would be strength 10 plus 50, and they might be even able to take a city down if it comes down to it. So we just need to train them. I am kind of sorry that I lost one of them. We recruited another unit, though I'm not sure where they are right now. I'm having a hard time seeing them. Here's one. That's the Red Death Grave Robbers. Here's the Green Death. And I recently... here they are. They're just coming. Stalker 6. So we can rename them to Bane of Babylon. And they are going to help us terrorize them a bit more. On the other hand, Israel is enjoying the breather. They started to grow. So, yeah. We can do everything, pretty much. We can do just as much as is in human possibilities, or in the in Byzantium's regular possibility, unless we really want to wage war and raise their cities and do stuff like that, which we certainly don't want to do right now, even though it might be favorable at this point. But we'll see. We're fairly despotic but peaceful. I'm thinking about raising that or conquering that city from Carthage, and that's about that. So, let's hear it for the locks.
Instead of giving a politician the keys to the city, it might be better to change the locks.
Okay, so locks give us a unit called Burglar. Can attack without declaring war. Okay, can upgrade almost anywhere. Hidden nationality. Enters all cities peacefully. Okay. So this might actually be a pretty good... Yeah, okay, we're getting these guys. Because they greatly increase crime, and that is going to be great for making Babylon a bit more vulnerable. Though I'm pretty sure that they are going to be, yeah, upkeep 6. So we need to dedicate quite a lot of money to them. But this is our first unit that can really make things happen. However, we also got locksmith, lowers crime and increases income and spying. Audible burglars hideout. Okay, exists above big crime. And you require what? Thieves hideout. Okay, so we'll have to build it somewhere, which is not a great thing. And Iconium finished assembler. Okay, so what can you do? You're a fairly ruined city. Nothing really that useful here. Far about this. Okay, so let's put the scarecrows. A potter's. Actually, let's build the potter's hut, then the scarecrows. Then you can build the trading post, so that increases crime. We're starting to have a big issue with crime, by the way. In all of our cities, the crime is rising. It's mostly because we are growing, so locksmiths are going to be amazing for that. I'm going to prioritize them everywhere. Okay, look at Constantinople with crime 144. So all of our major cities are going to get the locksmith prioritized, and we are going to... Oh my god. You are also doing pretty bad. And why can't you build a locksmith? What does that need? Trading post or shopping district? Okay, so you need to build a trading post. Okay, so you need to upgrade crime so you can decrease it. It's interesting. Sundial, we also have it. Okay, well that it certainly makes a bit of a difference as far as our situation goes, but I'm fine with it. So in the next turn, Constantinople is going to grow. And it's going to take us 33 turns to get to Seafaring. Jesus Christ, 33 turns. But what are you giving me? Okay, trireme, that is important. And you are giving us, okay, quite a lot of pretty good buildings that might benefit us. So this is going to be 33 turns of me building up the empire. And we're going to think of expanding. Yeah, we're definitely going to need the thieves hideout here. Now, we'll build it in Constantinople as the capital because the crime here, we can handle it. But after we're done with that, we are going to build the bandits. Can't really see them here, but once we can build them, I'm going to build them because, you know, the cities of... Which are the biggest cities? Okay, Barsip and Kazalu would definitely benefit from us causing havoc. Well, we might not be interested in war, but on the year 1573 BC, turn 3629, Babylon decided that they are interested in war and that they are going to attack us. So I guess that's that. I didn't really monitor the movement of their forces, nor do I think that there are that many around here. We are 9 turns away from Seafaring. It's kind of interesting to see that they would do this. We do still have a ton of units positioned here, though. I don't have an invasion army like ready, but for example, the city of Sapia can be razed and destroyed extremely quickly, even with some of help from our stalkers. So let's do a little overview of our military capacities right now, so that we can build a strategy here. Now, of course, the best target for us would be Kazalu, but what is complicating it a bit is the fact that... Oh no, they don't have that many units there. I've positioned the Fogs in Kazalu and Arsons in Babylon, so they should start ramping up the crime, but I'm not entirely sure how good it's gonna be. Okay, so we got a lot of units over here. We got some over here, but they wouldn't cut it exactly. Okay, why not? What's the issue? We have some bowmen there against melee, tower defense. We got 45% against archers. Do we have any advantages here? Because those would be javelineers. Those would be great. We did have some of them over here. Yeah, bone eaters. Yeah, you would be much better suited for this kind of combat. We have some dark axes here, some bandana axes, some from throws. Nope, but the bone eaters are going to be the important ones. So I'm going to try in the next 9 turns gather up an army in the territory of around here. Keep chipping at these guys. And we might actually launch an attack on them on the camera. So let's just send you now there immediately. You guys we don't really care about. We got some barbarians here. Spearmen. Okay, and I'm gonna move you guys down here. I'll keep the D-Riders here as well. We do have Spearmen, Composite Bowmen. Okay, so our cities are fairly safe. There is a ton of very strong defensive units. Ironically, Wahadisa is probably the weakest one. Which could also be said for Kazalu. But I think that the best way to go would be to go from here. This is the strongest city. And they got some archers and axemen here. Okay, so let's focus on Sapia. That's the closest one. And then if we manage to raise this one, we could attack Babylon and Kazalu. Okay, we get some second watch here, but then the town archers. We've really neglected the army, if I'm being completely honest. We get some really strong units, but not exactly all that many. What about you guys? You could get upgraded, and that would put you to a really decent strength. So you go down south, and I think we might even consider building some more units in Constantinople. Some that would be best against city attacks. Who is valuable against cities? You got 25%, 25%, 50% against mounted. Yeah, where's all our elephants? That's a good question. I know that there's one in Adi. Yeah. Okay, there's one in Dorilaum as well. So let's take the guys from here. Yeah, they would be very valuable there. But we'll need to get the Javelineers first. Do we have any more? Man, our economy is not where we need it right now, to be quite honest. Alphan Rider and Forces. We got a ton of money. So what I've been doing is I've actually been upgrading my units here to make them slightly more, you know, what would you call it? Slightly more able to defend the cities in case they are attacked. But I wasn't expecting Babylon to attack. Okay, so yeah, I guess the plan is pretty clear. We're gonna unify all the units that we have here and launch an attack against Sapia. If we manage to get through, they don't have any defenses there. So if we manage to get a big enough force, I think we could take the city down pretty easily. Destroy it, and that would make it fairly fine. The first watch can also join. I'm gonna add the horsemen as well, because those guys are definitely going to be valuable as far as mopping up qualities go. Okay, the pointistics, it's gonna take them a while to get here, but we can send them in as well. Get the Mammoth Slayers here, Obsidian Swordsman. No, you guys are staying where you are. Gold Hoarders. Obsidian Swordsman, that's a battalion as well. Yeah, they are. Well, we can upgrade them and send them south as well, because the north is very secure. Very secure. Okay. And here's first watch and third watch actually, so you guys gonna go here as well. Cool. So yeah, I'm gonna gather up the units. We might actually start investing a bit into expanding our armies, so getting some more units recruited here would be great, as I mentioned. Arsonists are awful actually, so we don't want those. Redu, mounted and animals. Deer rider, elephant rider. Who is the strongest? 7, you get 8. So based on just the strength, you guys are the best. So let's get 3 more elephant riders. They're not that expensive. What the hell, let's get 6. And I'm gonna use them as fodder. Okay, this was a bit of a chaotic update. I'm sorry about that, but you know, I didn't decide this. But this could be an opportunity. I mean, Sapia is weak, but there might be some other cities here that could fall very easily. I know that destroying Poisa Kazalu or Babylon would cause more damage, but it would also deplete our forces extremely because of their defensive bonuses. So we need to be strategic about this, and doing damage and destruction to cities that we can actually get rid of, and maybe even contain them, because they are, yeah, they're just like this. So cutting off some of the southern cities would be best. We're gonna be much better. We're not gonna take any cities though. Everything's gonna be raised. That is clear. Turn 3637, year 1523 BC. We are 1 turn away from Seafaring, but you're probably more interested in the war. Well, contrary to my original plan, we actually had to go and assault the enemy city immediately because reinforcements were on the way. So we did, and we razed it, and the city is now gone. There is no signing of it, there's only rubble. Now, it didn't really hurt Babylon that much. They lost about 12 score, but they are probably gearing up for fighting us pretty rapidly, because I can see their score just jumping up. Our forces are slowly moving south, pillaging the countryside, and moving towards the city of Kisatu. I was actually considering attacking Barsip, but when you look at it, that... no, okay, hold on. What about you? Okay, so we would need to destroy the walls first. Okay, cool. So we can't even get it. I would need to get battering rams or something. Interesting. Okay, well, never mind then. That just means that we will focus more on what we are planning to do, which is destroying Tutu, Akkad, and Kisatu first. Because these cities have been growing in a direction I don't want them to grow, and they are easy targets. Now, again, I started pillaging the countryside. We destroyed a couple of things up here in the north. Our units are now moving to destroy the quarry, but they've been active in that direction as well. There is a rogue just running around here destroying stuff, so I'm not sure if I can do much about that. Actually, I wanted to check Kisatu because, yep, there are almost no defenses there, just some bowmen. Oh, there is a very strong unit of bowmen, and now there are axemen coming. Damn, they are up to me. Well, okay. What can we do? Well, we have a ton of units coming. You can see a steady streamline of units going south. So it's not like we are not gearing up as well. And we were unbelievably lucky while attacking the first city. We surrounded it, and there was really no issue with taking it down. So a lot of units got hurt. You should still see, yeah, some of them healing up in the back, but other than that, we are doing good. So the plan is going to be the same for here. We just have to go and encircle. I think that this tile... No, we're gonna go in together. Let's say unify our units so that we know what's going on. And cross the river into the safety of the forest. And once we have control over the region, we can probably decide what to do next. Yep, there are some enemies here. I wanted to check on the Akkad and Tutul cities. They do have some defensive units there, which is, I mean, fine. There are some workers here. What about you guys? Do we dare to attack you? They got... No, let's keep scouting. Let's keep scouting. You guys as well, so that we can see what's happening there. You can wait here. Okay, and that's pretty much all of it. I found the elephants. We have the wall wreckers and the Constantinople's Grey coming. Those are very strong units. Here's the Bone Eaters Javeliniers, who are also going to assist us. And here are the pointer sticks, and it's kind of cool in here. There is no enemy movement around here, so I'm happy to say that that thing is, you know, our strategy is working. We'll just take the fight to them. We can destroy these 3 cities. I'm gonna consider it. Okay, so they would cede for peace now. Well, we're not gonna be that generous at this point. Anyway, let's go ahead and hear it for Seafaring. Yep, Seafaring. It's been a while, number of months actually, since we were in a proper war, and I think that at this point we can really punish Babylon for their transgression and make sure that they are taken down a notch, and destroying those 3 cities and probably taking some prisoners from there would be the best course of action. So that's what I am going to go for here. Though I'm still not entirely sure if we have what it takes. It's gonna be bloody, especially down in the south, because this area is going to be unprotected. But I'm hoping that they will counter my attack with defense.
That's what a ship is, you know. It's not just a keel and a hole and a deck and sails. That's what a ship needs. But what a ship is freedom.
Captain Jack Sparrow. So we can now get trade routes on sea, polar sea, tropical sea, deep sea, polar deep sea, and tropical deep. Oh, we have a new waste to sea civic. Cool. And we have the Great White House, Garbage Dock, Harbor Master's Office, which greatly reduces crime, Pier, and some other things. Plus we get Navigation +1, Sea Hunter, and waste to sea. So let's see the big picture, if this is something that we want to do. I think we had burn garbage, right? Yep, we had burn garbage, which increases unhappiness in all cities and requires 10% more food to grow. Waste to sea means that, oh, it damages relations with everyone, but we need less food to grow. Interesting. Trash is dumped into bodies of water in an attempt to avoid polluting the air with smoke. Landfills require sanitation. I don't know. It takes no time for a revolution, and it would make our cities grow faster, so why not? Let's do it. Let us do it. Now, as far as our next research goes, we are going for writing next, which is a technology that I have been eyeing for quite some time, and you guys have been, pointing it out to me for quite some time. There is a huge amount of things here like scribe schools and scroll maker and so on that will benefit us both as far as education goes and as science goes, because it's gonna be pretty neat. After that one, we are going for plumbing, which I really want because it gives us water pipes, and plumber's workshop, which is not that good, but department of water is something that I would love, because that gives water pipes in every city, and they greatly reduce fire hazard and increase health which is amazing. So that's going to be our goal. What we're gonna go for next, I am absolutely not sure. I have been thinking about it a bit. I know that we have a bunch of technologies that we just completely skipped. So it might be a good idea to go back to them, like ceremony, okay, or salt processing would be great. They would be cheap and fast. That's another thing. Board games, they give you some toys and stuff like that. Sericulture is good because that one gives you additional ways how to grow. Soap making, folk medicine would be awesome. Oh wait, isn't this an upgrade? Yeah, that's probably an upgrade to our current... Yeah, that would be great. Okay, so folk medicine would be great. Soap making. So I'm basically gonna try to catch up afterwards because we went really far with the brassworking and seafaring. And you check, these technologies are super expensive for us now. I try to keep it at around 15 to 20 turns because waiting 35 turns for technology is a bit excessive. So salt processing, ceremony, board games, folk medicine, soap making, that's what we have in our future. And you know what, while we're talking about it, let's actually schedule them. So let's go with folk medicine next, then salt processing. Those are pretty good. Ceremony, what do you give? Bridal shop, mace ceremony, marriage ceremony, and tea ceremony. Okay, those are mostly cultural things, which I don't think are that important. Chariotry is not bad. Polytheism. Do you give something you don't? Because Temple of Enki, all of these are kind of cool, but they're locked to other religions. So I'm not sure if we really wanted that. Mummification. Ancient embalmer, burial tradition, and Temple of Ra. Okay, we can take that one. That's gonna be super cheap, right? Yeah, 11 turns. Board game. Then the soap making. Maybe that might help with... Yeah, soap maker actually helps greatly with our problem with disease. Then priesthood. Priesthood looks pretty good. Is there anything for druidism here at all? Nope. Oh yeah, no, there is. No, that's Islam. Ah, damn it. Hoping something for us. Nope. Really nothing here. Okay, well, then sericulture. We already spoke about that. It's gonna give us a bunch of small improvements to our growth of population, divination, candle making, resurrection, matriarchy, resurrection. I think that covers it for right about now. Now oratory I would expect to be, yeah, that helps with culture and education. Okay, so we might want to get oratory next, which will force us, unfortunately, to get the board game, ceremony, priesthood, and the polytheism. Okay, so we're gonna take the ones that we want and then deal with the rest. Now, where are you? Oh yeah, looky. Path and Stone Tool Workshop has been destroyed. Unfortunately, I don't think we have anyone to deal with this, so that is just going to have to wait. And my units are... Oh, burn trash. Yeah, we're dumping it in the sea now. Our units are advancing in here. Well, who are you? Oh, okay. Let's actually make you the spotter here, and you can go try to hunt down these fools. We'll see how it's gonna go. You can pillage here. Thank you for your service. Okay, we can hunt some of these dogs. Okay, then keep our distance. Okay, now you guys can move in here. And we could strike some of these reinforcements. The axemen here. Hopefully we'll be able to pull them to some safer place afterwards. Okay, well, we won't be able to. Yeah, they've actually withdrawn from that combat. Damn, we'll lose them probably next turn. Well, okay, what can you do? Let's steal the dog workers. You guys are gonna go over here. And we're moving our units nicely. Cool. So, Atalaya grew to size 7 on next turn. Constantinople actually has 40,000 people now, not 50, which means our empire has 85,000 people, a bit shy of 85,000 people. While I believe that the rival best, which would probably be, in my opinion, Babylon, has about 1/3 of that. So, in the next episode, I'm probably going to come back either after the fall of... What's this city called? Kratu? No, Kisatu. Kisatu and Akkad, or when writing comes. It depends on what's going to come sooner to update you about how the war is going. But we're not going to attack anytime soon. We need to get all of these units in position so that we can envelop the city. Without the envelopment, you are doomed, especially if they have these extreme experienced composite bowmen. They're gonna massacre our units, I can already tell you that. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me. Not what I expected during this episode, but I'm happy nonetheless that the situation of Babylon is gonna end either way. So far we seem to have an upper hand that they would be willing to give us a break, which we are not going to. This war is going to end when these 3 cities do not exist, and then we are going to decide what to do next. Hopefully, by the way, that's a good tidbit for the end. I raised their city here because I thought we would get the captive civilians, but instead I got like 6 enemy units of militia that just ran south. So I think we will probably see them here. I think that these axemen are part of that militia. They just... they can raise up against you. So I guess the way how to avoid that is to take the city and then burn it down. But that, does not seem like a way that I would like to go. I don't want to game the rules, I want to play the game as it's intended. So, see you in the next episode.